one of the other parents was like, "What's your favorite place in Greenwich?" And I was like, I was like,
just say Grigg Street.
No, I said,
Grigg Street.
That's what I said.
New Haven style pizza. Come and take a seat. A pizza, it's time to eat.
Charred, New Haven Pizza Show, episode 57. Frank Zabsky, Kevin Begley. We are back in our fancy little studio we have here. Frank, every time we're back here, there's something new when we come in. Today we've got this new screen. Look at that. We're looking all professional here.
And a dummy like me, I didn't even see it when I came in.
Right. I walk into the studio and I'm like, oh, look, we got the screen. We got the screen up because they told us they're going to put it up. And Frank's like, look at that. And you've been sitting here for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. It happens.
It's funny.
I'm preoccupied.
And we got new chairs, too. These are kind of comfy.
I want a heated seat chair next time now.
We got some stuff to go over today about pizza news, social media stuff, some pizza topics, some thoughts I want to get. I want to get your thoughts, Frank, on a couple different things. The first one is that I made my first batch of pizzas that's more than just my immediate family.
I saw that.
So I posted some of them on my Instagram. So I made 6 pizzas total, 6 pies total. My wife's sister and her husband and their kids, they came over as big cousins night and big pizza party. So I was like, yeah, I'll make some pies. Now there's a couple different things I want to ask you about. So first, let's start with the dough. So I made made your dough recipe, which I always make.
Yeah.
And when I made the dough, because I wanted to make it they came over on Friday night, so I wanted to make it I think I made it on Tuesday.
Perfect.
And our bread flour, we had, like the little tins that you have in your class.
Yeah.
We had exactly one of those left in flour, and I was like, well, this is all we had, and it was off by maybe like a centimeter at the top, and I'm like, that doesn't really matter, and so I used it, made the dough. It was a bit sticky. It was a little more sticky than usual. So when it was rising in the fridge, even when I went to use it on Friday night, it was like that kind of sticky consistency.
Yeah.
Which, I was able to still make the pizzas, but I was wondering, like, is it the ratio of the water, the flour, like what makes it sticky that it's not that dry sensation that you usually want?
Yeah. So New Haven style dough is going to be sticky. Now,
just
I don't know.
By nature.
Yeah, just by nature, because dough is rated in what they call hydration.
Yep.
So it's always the amount of flour, which is the constant.
Okay.
And then you add water to the flour, so there's always a percentage of flour. So most of the New Haven style, and everyone does it a little bit different, I'm going to say between 67 and 70%.
Okay.
So like our recipe for pizza school and what you have is it's 530 grams of bread flour.
Yep.
And 350 grams of room temperature tap water.
Yeah, so there's like a mark, like the sticker on the thing. Yeah.
But if you didn't want to use the cup, and most people who are listening to this don't have the cup, my cheat cup that I made, you just divide 530 and the 350 and you get the percentage.
Okay.
Which should be 67.5 to 68%.
Makes sense.
So the higher you raise the percentage of water, the stickier, theoretically, the dough is going to get.
So I might have had a little bit more water than I technically needed. Again,
or less flour.
Or less flour. Right. So that's more likely because I was I was getting every last morsel out of the little bag that we had.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's kind of there. And then my wife Shannon was like, why don't you just put some like regular flour to mix it in? I'm like,
and you could have.
Yeah. So, I didn't know because the bread flour is so important to the pizzas. I didn't want to put in the all-purpose and mix it together.
Yeah.
But that's good to know too that I could have. And then we eventually went to the store and got more. So now I got one of the giant thing because we just had like the little one. I got this huge bread flour thing. I'm like, I'm good for the pizza season.
You're gonna put some meat on them bones, Kevin.
I know, right? So I didn't
probably 125 pounds soaking wet.
I didn't use the outdoor oven this time. I haven't christened that for the season yet.
Yep.
So I'm waiting for that. So I used my pizza steel.
Yeah.
In the home oven. Put it to 550. Let it heat up. Question about
how long did you let it heat up for?
Over an hour.
Ah, perfect.
So it was like an hour and a half maybe.
Good.
Now, when it comes to the racks, you're using a pizza steel in your home oven.
Yep.
Do you want it lower the better or higher the better or middle? Where's the best spot?
So assuming you have a broiler, and
I do.
most people do have broilers.
Yep.
Which is that little ring or rack on top. I tell people 6 to 8 inches below the broiler.
Okay, from the top. Okay, from the broiler
Yeah.
on the top. Because I do use the broiler at the end as like the finishing move.
Yep.
So like, yeah, I do that right the last minute or two to get it kind of crispy.
Yeah, you could put the steel anywhere you want in your oven, but if you don't want to move it up to the top rack, then if you position one of the 3 metal racks that come in the oven,
Yep.
6 to 8 inches below the broiler, then you don't have to move it, and you put the steel plate on top of that. But as we'll discuss in another episode, I didn't do that in a video I got all kinds of
Right.
hell and high water for it.
We have a demo episode coming up next, in the next episode that comes out that we're going to get into all that.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, so we had the 3 doughs, but then I'm like 3 pizzas isn't enough for 4 kids, and we had another friend coming up, so 5 adults.
Yep.
And so my wife went to Trader Joe's and got some pizza dough.
Oh, boy, you shouldn't have told me that.
Now, I said, I'm like, it'll be fine. We just can't use it cold.
Right.
Because they sell it just like refrigerated, so we can't just buy the pizza dough and then use it an hour later. So I basically did the same thing that I do with the homemade dough, is took it out of the refrigerator like 5 hours before and let it come up to room temperature. Now the difference with the store-bought dough is that they tell you on the bag to take it out 20 minutes before you use it.
Yeah.
That's nowhere near enough time.
No, sir.
But I did realize that if you leave it out too long, there's like moisture in their dough, and it gets really like it was sticky, but it gets really kind of like stringy too. So because they probably, it's not the homemade version, so they got some other stuff going on in that dough, probably preservatives, like whatever it is.
Yeah.
So and that dough worked out, but that dough cooks thick. It's like.
Yeah.
Definitely like a New York style dough.
I don't want to say anything, but I saw some of your pizzas, and I'm like, that's that's on the thick side.
Yeah. It was it was sort of. I mean, in a pinch, it's fine.
Yeah.
But it cooked like a New York style, which I thought was interesting. Like it instead of New Haven style that's super thin, it kind of cooked like a regular neighborhood pie that you'd have. That has the bubbles on top and a thick crust and all that.
I'm sure everyone ate it.
Oh yeah, everyone loved it.
Of course.
So okay, the pizzas I made. I did a sausage and pepperoni. Both my kids love sausage and pepperoni now. Come to find out. But I cut it up like fine. Like I cut it up, like chopped it almost. Not quite minced, but like in little pieces. And I did half and half. I did
the sausage or the pepperoni?
Both.
Really?
So I cut them both up. And then I had it so that every bite you got sausage and pepperoni in it.
Okay.
And I did the homemade sauce with a can of these.
Yeah.
And so I did, and it was great. And you know what's really funny? One thing that happened, and I did it by accident, but I was putting the sauce on because when you have people over, there's like kids running around, or like
chaos.
We're talking to people, and so I put the sauce on, and then I started putting the toppings on, and I'm like,
it's okay.
Oh wait.
It's upside down.
I didn't put the cheese on yet.
It's upside down.
And then I kind of panicked for a second, and I did get the cheese I was using was the thinly sliced mozzarella at the store. So
Deli sliced.
The moots. So I say as thin as your thing will go. Like give me that thin mozzarella.
Number 1. That's what you want to do.
Number one like
cut.
a haircut.
Yeah, exactly.
So number 1 moots. And so the sauce sort of bleeds through, and then I got a block of pecorino that I did grated it. So the problem was I put the toppings on, and I was like, oh no. But the more I thought about it, I was like, oh, this kind of will work better because I put the cheese slices on top of the toppings, and they wouldn't slide off as much when I go to slide it in the oven.
Yeah.
And then it cooked basically like it looked almost like a cheese pizza with like bumps under it, and then it was just the sausage and pepperoni, and the kids liked it. Like it was kind of like I'm like, oh, it's hidden. It's like a sneaky pie. It's hidden under the cheese, and they were like, what? So that one worked out great. And then I did a New Haven plain. Now, the problem with the New Haven plain.
Garlic, you put garlic on it?
I did, yep. I bought the roasted garlic at Big Y, those little pieces. And that one was one of the last ones I did, and it was the Trader Joe's dough. And it just doesn't translate on the thick dough.
Little mouchade, as they call it.
It was good.
Yeah.
But it comes out, like the New Haven style plain, you need super thin and crispy. Like, that's where it's good.
Yep.
And you have that sauce, and you got the pecorino, and it's so good. When it's on, like, a regular, thick kind of, New York style pie, it's just a different type of thing. It almost seemed like a bread, like a focaccia.
Like a focaccia, yeah.
And it was still tasty, but it just wasn't the same.
Yeah.
So lesson learned. You got to go New Haven style, like thin crust to do that.
Yeah.
New Haven style.
So a couple things that you could do going forward, and you didn't do anything wrong. I mean, like what you just described is the whole fun of pizza.
Totally.
It's like a lot of people I deal with online, less and less more because I don't have any patience for them. It's like there's like this, you got to do it this way and this way and this way and this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm very much a traditional pizza maker, but sometimes things don't work out and something happens or whatever. But the point being is, so for the dough, and I don't recommend doing this, but you can do it. You can make same day dough, but you just have to give it probably 4 to 6 hours to kind of start to build gluten and do a little fermenting, which allows a little bit more flavor to it.
So in the refrigerator. So you put it.
Yeah. So for example, let's say, you ran out of bread flour, you made the pizzas on Tuesday or Wednesday, and you got up Saturday morning and said, we've got these extra people coming over.
We need more.
And we need more. So what I would have done, what you could have done, and you did nothing wrong, is just make another batch.
In the morning.
Right. So mix it, ball it, put it in the containers.
Yep.
So the proper way to do it is once you put it in the containers, put it in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
2-3 days. But in this particular case, all you had to do was take the containers, do not put them in the refrigerator.
Oh, just leave it out.
Leave it out all day.
Huh. Like room temperature.
Bingo.
Okay, so that's good to know. If you're, or you plan out the 3 doughs or 6 doughs or whatever, and then you're like, you know what? Like, either you have more people coming over, or you're like, we really need more. And if you don't use it, you could always freeze it, right?
Right. So that's another thing. Like when you made that, well, you couldn't do it because you didn't have enough bread flour, but you can make 2-3 batches of my recipe.
Right.
And I just always freeze. I'll freeze whatever I don't use.
Yeah.
But the other thing with store-bought dough is that I actually don't think there's anything secret in there, preservatives or anything. But what happens is that it ages out.
Yeah, because you don't know when they sent it to the store.
Right. And so dough is a living organism. And once it dies, once the yeast doesn't have any more sugar to eat, it actually will shrink up, shrivel up, get really hard.
Yeah. So
that dough could be in the grocery store cooler for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. My point being is you have to make the dough in order for it to be nice, as I say. It's got to be planned.
Yep.
So, but when I first started getting into this heavily, like 2010, I started with Apicella's store-bought dough in the red package.
Right.
And I learned really quickly that as soon as I started making my own, Apicella's is fantastic. But for what I wanted to do, making the fresh stuff was just, it was a game changer.
It's night and day. Like when you make that fresh dough and it comes out correctly, it's so good.
Yeah.
So overall, it was a great night. I posted the photos on my Instagram if anyone wants to see them. But I also got a couple comments. I thought pizza was supposed to be round.
Of course.
And I commented back like pizza's an art form. Like pizza can be oval. It could be. One of mine looked like a butterfly. That's fine.
Yeah, I saw the butterfly one
because that was when I couldn't. I had the sauce came off a little bit on the peel, and I was trying to get it off into the thing. And then by the time it got onto the oven, on the steel, it was like it was. I didn't want to mess with it anymore, and I was like, it's not a circle anymore, but whatever. We'll see how it comes out. And then when you cut it, whatever, you just cut it into triangles, like strips, whatever you want.
There's no taste in shape.
Pizza's an art form. That's true.
It. Yeah, I mean, every pizza is a different canvas, and again, the most important thing, and sometimes even I get. I forget about this, is you got to have fun with it.
Totally. Yeah. And you have to not worry about being messy either. Yeah. So especially with kids, like, when we're doing a pizza night, we're just like submitting to like our kitchen's going to be crazy.
Of course.
And then we just clean it up later. Like you can't be, you just got to let the flour go everywhere and like let the kids play with a little piece of dough. Like that's part of the fun of it. Yeah.
It's only sauce. It's not cement. You can clean it up one wipe away.
I like that tagline. Maybe that'll be our new tagline. It's only sauce. It's not cement. Okay. I want to get into a couple local pizza things before we get to a couple, 2 other things from the internet that I want to get your thoughts on.
The interwebs.
The first thing is, so everyone knows if you follow this show, if you don't, then that I work for local radio stations here in Connecticut. For Connoisseur Media, Star 99.9, I do the afternoon show there. When Frank and I met, that's how we started this podcast, because we have these beautiful facilities here in Connecticut. Our company also has radio stations on Long Island.
Yep.
In a bunch of different places around the country, but our Long Island stations we do a lot with because there's a lot of synergy there because they're they help out with events that we do here and we go there and we have DJs from there that are on our stations here and vice versa. So anyway, their engineer there, his name's Jesse, and we got to get him on the show because he's like a pizza super fan.
I wish that I had Jesse's girl.
And he's got an Instagram called Snack Boss. That's the name of his Instagram if anyone wants to look it up.
Snack Boss or Box?
Boss, like
BOSS.
BOSS, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm probably going to get this wrong, but we'll have him on and we'll talk about it. He had pizza every single day in the whole year of 2025 and rated it all in a little notebook.
Like
a handheld notebook that he rates like, he gives it scores to all the different criteria.
Yeah.
And then he takes all the stats and he put it into like an like ChatGPT or something, and he got all the stats back and ranked the places, like this whole involved thing. It's like 600 and something slices of pizza that he had throughout the year. And he's got a place on Long Island that's his favorite.
So he must have 2 slices a day because there's only 360 days.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got to get him on. We'll bring him somewhere in Connecticut. And
is he skinny like you?
I don't think I'm that skinny. Am I skinny?
You're skinny, Kevin. Any level, you're skinny.
He's probably
I'm two of you.
He's a similar build. He's a similar build to me. But yeah, I mean, right. Having 2 pieces of pizza every day, you'd think that he'd be 500 pounds.
Bulk up a little bit.
No, he's just a normal looking dude.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's got this Instagram. He's got this whole thing, and it's fascinating. It's great. So like 2 weeks ago, he sent me a message and he's like, and it's a video, and it's one of his buddies that took it. He has a place on Long Island. It's his favorite place, Nico's. And he sends this video, and it's Dave Portnoy doing a review outside. And I
knew where this was coming.
Hilarious. Like, this is so funny. And he's been dying for it to happen because it's his favorite place on Long Island. And he always says, like, Long Island doesn't have that many great pizza places. They have a lot of pizza places, but nothing that's like really high-end, high standard pizza. But this place he swears by, and he's like, one day he's going to come here and he's going to realize that, because he said in reviews in the past, Portnoy, that Long Island has terrible pizza.
Maybe he's had an influence.
Yeah, so maybe.
He's an influencer.
So, but Jesse just happened to be there the day that he came to record, and anyone who follows those reviews, they record a bunch in one day and then they release them, in the future.
Yep.
So it's this video of Jesse and from behind him, and he's talking to Portnoy, and he's like saying everything I just said about him. Like, I ate 600 and whatever pieces, and he's like, wait, what? And he's like, and I'm like, this will be hilarious if they leave it in the review. Then the review came out like a few days ago. And sure enough, there's Jesse at the end of it talking about his notebook and all of the pizza.
That's awesome.
It's really funny. And he talks about he works at these 5 radio stations on Long Island. And so he got a little shine being in that video, which is super fun. So if you go to the post on Dave Portnoy's Instagram, you'll see Snack Boss commented below. And he was just like commenting about the video, but he's a great follow. He's really funny on Instagram, and yeah, we'll get him on one day. We'll bring him somewhere here in Connecticut and see, because I know he's tried Connecticut places, but I don't know how many. I don't know which ones he's been to. But yeah, we got to get him on the show.
I'd be curious to see what he thinks, and not that this will be like a Long Island versus New Haven or Connecticut pizza, but I'd be curious to see what he thinks the difference is, and if he could be as honest as possible.
Yeah, just from talking to him the times that I have, it seems like he skews more towards like New Haven style as far as like a personal preference.
Yep.
So I think that's what he enjoys.
Yeah.
So I think he'll like the Connecticut style.
Yeah.
So we'll get him on. We'll do an episode with him. It'll be fun. But I thought that was really, really cool.
Yeah.
The other cool thing that happened was that we always see celebrities talking about Connecticut pizza, and John Legend, famous singer, songwriter, he's coming to Connecticut soon in a couple weeks, and I think he was being interviewed by one of the local TV anchors, and he was
like in Connecticut local.
Yeah. I think it's one of the places up in Hartford, and so, or maybe it was Live Nation, because he's doing a show at the Toyota Hotel Theater.
Okay.
So he commented, they asked him about pizza and saying, like, because he's been to Connecticut before, does he enjoy the pizza? And he gave a shout out to
There's Pepe's and there's Sally's.
It was Pepe's he took us to, and we really did love that pizza. That's some good pizza.
So John Legend, swooner, sort of love song writer, artist, loves Pepe's Pizza. Come to find out.
Hey. It's really cool that a lot of those places, get mentioned, because you think, for us, it's kind of like a local pizza place, but, these places are nationally well known.
Yeah. Do you think when celebrities come here, like how many of them know about the New Haven scene? How many? Do you think people tell them about it and then they're like, oh, now I need to have it? Or I guess they'd have to be like foodies to be tapped into it.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I've obviously never lived that kind of life, but I would assume they have handlers and managers
that say like you got to have New Haven pizza.
And then there's other people from our area who probably contact them and say, hey, we'll send you free pizza. And I'm not saying anyone sending them free pizza, but so I don't know. But the one thing I will tell you, because I have had some interaction with some more famous people, and the thing that I quickly realized is that they're just like you and I.
Right.
Except when I say they got lucky, I mean, they worked really hard at their craft, whatever they did.
Yeah.
But they have the same likes and dislikes. And so my guess would be that, and I'm taking a guess that they might just know on their own.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, we're going to be in, North Haven or Wallingford, which is where Legend's going to be.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah, and I know a lot of when they have the travelers here, a lot of those golfers come down, and I think they see it online too. So they'll see the reviews, they'll see and they'll be like, "Oh, when we get to Connecticut, we got to have that pizza."
Yeah,
which is fun, and they go to, and you can tell the ones that really embrace it and really get into it, and the ones who are like, "Well, everyone says I should have it, so I might as well try it."
Yeah. I saw some videos. And I'm not a big golfer at all, and I don't even know the people's names. And you might actually even have told me about this, but they interviewed some real famous golfers down at Pepe's and Sally's, and they were into it. Like it wasn't like, I got to do this thing here, and just kind of get through it. But they were into it.
Yeah,
this
the two big ones, Scotty Scheffler, Sam Burns, and Tony Finau. When we did the
I think it was
episode,
Finau,
with Marini.
Yep,
Jeff Marini. He was saying that Tony Finau was the one who was brought his whole family and was really into it.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a fun little thing when celebrities, bands, artists, athletes, whatever, come through Connecticut, and it's our little claim to fame that they can try our pizza.
Yeah, and one of those posters that I have that we used to have up here is the Dave Matthews Band. I think when they were playing in Hartford, the Xfinity or whatever it's called now.
Yep.
They had either come down or went to Worcester Street, and their poster for that show was kind of like this bulbous pizza chef with a pizza in their hand.
Yeah.
And so I actually have several of those posters, and I actually happen to love Dave Matthews.
Yeah.
And it was just cool, but to that point,
one more local thing. So this time of year in the spring, career days are big in these schools. So I go and speak to talk about being on the radio, and now I have this whole presentation I do. And now I've added Charred to the presentation. So I tell them I do a pizza podcast, and sometimes the teachers kind of perk up because they've either watched an episode or they're into pizza, and they're like, wait, what? And then it turns into me talking about Charred and the pizza places. Now I did a recent one in Greenwich, down at the middle school down there, Central Middle School. So shout out to all those teachers and kids down there. They were fantastic. But I was on a panel basically, and we would each get 5 to 10 minutes to talk. There was 5 other parents with me with their jobs and their careers, and I would get up there and talk. I had a little PowerPoint, and then I talked about Charred. So after the thing was all over, we presented 6 times for the different kids coming through.
Yeah.
And one of the other parents was like, "What's your favorite place in Greenwich?" And I was like.
Just say Grigg Street.
No, I said,
Grigg Street.
That's what I said. But I said, I'm going to be honest with you. I live in Milford. We do a lot of New Haven and that area, and we haven't made it down to Lower Fairfield County a lot with the show.
Yeah.
And I said, but I have heard that Grigg Street is fantastic, and they were all like, "Oh yeah, it's so good." And then one of the teachers gave me this note. I told her I'd shout it out. Pinocchio's on Main Street, which is in New Canaan, I guess.
Okay.
So Pinocchio's on Main Street. She's like, "You have to try it and maybe do an episode, but you definitely have to try the pizza." And I was like, "All right, thanks." Because I don't know that area that well. Those as far as pizza places, And they told me a couple other ones in Greenwich, but yeah, we'll have to at some point. When we start, we'll expand throughout the state like we like to, and then make our way down to Lower Fairfield County, get our fancy pants on, and go to some of those pizza places.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean. I really, honestly, other than Grigg Street, wouldn't know anything else. I know there's a Neapolitan place that's pretty famous there, too. But like you, I live in Milford, and I have for a bunch of years. Now, I used to do a lot of work in Greenwich when I used to do consulting stuff. Mm-hmm. But one of my favorite places in Greenwich was Garden Catering.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it actually started in Greenwich, but nonetheless.
Yeah, because now they have multiple locations.
Yeah, they're all,
right?
I think they're all throughout Connecticut.
Yeah.
But I think, like that Greenwich, New Canaan, not Westchester. What's the town over Greenwich?
Like Wilton and...
Yeah, no, going towards New York.
Oh,
I forget.
Darien?
No, I'm going south.
It's past...
It's
in Connecticut or New York?
New York. It's the
there's Westchester, there's Rye, there's...
No.
One of those towns.
I think it's like the Mason-Dixon line.
Oh, okay.
For New York style.
Yes.
And then New Haven.
Yep.
Because I think a lot of people that live in Fairfield County, and not all of them, but a lot of them, they probably generally will work in Stamford or New York City or one of the 5 boroughs, and they're probably more New Yorkers than, Connecticut people.
Yeah, there's definitely, right, you're right. There's like a cutoff where, from, even though a lot of people who live in lower Fairfield County kind of associate or commute into New York. And so, if they're working in the city, maybe they like that style because they have pizza in New York all the time.
Yep.
But yeah, you're right. There is sort of a cutoff. And it's interesting, all the different places, because we talk about how many places there are in Connecticut, and we tend to forget about Fairfield County a little bit because we're so focused on New Haven and even north of New Haven.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just so many pizza places.
Yeah, I mean, the one place, and it's not Greenwich, but it's Fairfield, called Naughty Dolphin. They're right off the train line, and I had that several years ago when I was doing pizza reviews, and it's really good pizza.
Yeah.
Definitely more of a New Haven, New York hybrid, but really good pizza.
Well, if anyone has suggestions, you can always put it in the comments on the video, send it to us on social.
We'll check them out.
Yeah, definitely let us know about any pizza places here in Connecticut or anywhere, for that matter, all over the place. Someday we'll do some places in New York. That would be fun.
Well, easy now, Kevin.
If we go into New York City...
We're going to do it with your boy out in the radio station. The three of us.
Right. Yeah, Long Island. Right, exactly.
He can take us around.
All right, that wraps it up for this week. Make sure to follow, subscribe, podcast, YouTube, social media. We're on Instagram. We got those clips going up all the time. And big thanks to Hannah, who helps us out with those, Nicole for producing. And next episode, Frank, you're going to address some of the people who have commented on your viral post.
Some of the hate.
About your bricks, your fire bricks?
My fire bricks.
Fire brick episode, part demo episode.
Yes.
And we're going to have some props in that one.
We got some splaining to do.
All right, fire bricks, next episode. But thanks, everyone. Remember, it's not burnt.
It's charred, baby.
New Haven style.